Hi, welcome to my card and a cuppa for Wednesday the 9th of July 2025. My name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, so welcome. I'm a little bit late, sorry, I've been running around like a headless chook. So here we are. Now today I wanted to... Hi Kerry, thanks for hopping on. Today I wanted to let you know that there is a 3-day sale on our two-tone cardstock in the annual catalogue. Hi Lynn. So there's 20% off the two-tone cardstock. So I'll show you that in the catalogue when we go down to the craft desk. But today I'm going to do a Christmas card, and I know it's early, but you know what? I get picked on by a couple of friends saying I don't like people talking about Christmas so early. But you know what? I'm just doing it now. I'm just going with the flow. So thank you for hopping on. Please give me a thumbs up on my YouTube channel as you watch, because I'm trying to grow it. And we shall go down to the craft desk and get started. Okay, so let me first go. I've got stuff everywhere. I say that every week, don't I? I've started my tidying and decluttering. I've started. Okay, let me find the two-tone cardstock situation. Hi, Margaret. I did have it marked, but you know what? It's disappeared off the face of the earth. Oh, here it is. Okay, so let me move these. On pages 76 and 77... in the annual catalogue. Hi Elizabeth. Oh, hi Susan. Ah, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for watching. So yeah, there's a sale for 3 days started today on the two-tone cardstock. So you can get all two-tone cardstock packs 20% off. So this is the two-tone cardstock in individual packs. But there is also two-tone cardstock in the scrapbooking ones where you are. I won't be able to find it now. You watch. In the catalogue, there are scrapbooking. Hi, Leslie. There are scrapbooking bundles. And do you think I can find them right now? Maybe it's here. I think I've stumbled upon them. So you can't get mixed packs. These ones are all the one colour. So if you order Flirty Flamingo, you get a pack of all Flirty Flamingo. Okay, thanks Elizabeth. Hi Nicole. Thanks for hopping on. So yeah, these are individual packs. So they're not what am I trying to say? They're not like colour family packs. So if you're wanting specific colours, this is the way to order it. If you want to try two-tone cardstock, go to this scrapbooking section in the catalogue on page 66, and there's some two-tone cardstock in multiple colours in packs. And that's a good way to start. If you want to start using it and you don't want to get a pack of all one colour, this is the way. Hi, Marilyn. This is the way to do it. So, for example, the Memories in Bloom two-tone cardstock pack, it's got 12 sheets, 2 each of Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, Granny Apple Green, Summer Splash, Secret Sea and Petunia Pop. So that's a way of getting a mixture of colours. Then this one, the Turtley Sweet scrapbooking kit, it's got some more, and it doubles up with the Granny Apple Green, but the rest are all different. Hi Leslie. The Celebratory Sip scrapbooking one, there's a lot in there too. I'm not sure if any of those double up. So that's how you can get multicolours in a pack. And these packs are also 20% off for the next 3 days. So, here's another one. So there's 1, 2, 3. This is number 4, isn't it? So that's a really good way. So there's 4 packs of multicoloured two-tone cardstock. If you prefer to do it that way and get a little bit of each colour before committing to getting a whole pack of one colour. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a couple of these multi-packs into my cart and get some that way, so I can sort of start building up my two-tone colour range. So just remember, it's 20% off. So the two-tone cardstock packs, these ones are $21. 12 sheets. These ones are, let me just look, two versatile, easy to use. These are $17.50. I'm just checking how many are in a pack. Versatile, two, easy. I'm just seeing. I think 12 sheets. So if you want just one colour, you can get 12 sheets for a pack of $17.50. If you want the multicoloured packs, they are a little bit dearer, and you still get 12 sheets, but you get the multiple colours. So that's, how thick is this cardstock? Oh, good question. Let me grab some off my shelf. I'm not sure if it goes by grams or how's it. So I've got, this is Bubble Bath. Is it two-tone? Yes. It is thinner than our normal cardstock. It doesn't say how many grams, and I don't think it says it in the catalogue. It's great for techniques. It doesn't have a grammage weight, but it is thinner than our normal cardstock. Let me just get it out. I wouldn't myself use it for a card base because I think it's a little bit thinner. You could use it for a card base and sort of layer the matting pieces on top. It is thinner than our normal cardstock. It's probably more the weight. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Where's the piece of cardstock I had? Don't want to touch that. That's for my card. If I touch that, I'll get all in a muddle. It's probably, let me look. This is the basic white, just the normal basic white. And I'm just thinking, I would say it's the same weight as our normal basic white cardstock. So you know our normal basic white isn't as thick as the thick basic white cardstock, and it's not as thick as our general cardstock, like our coloured cardstock, Misty Moonlight, Old Olive, for example. I would say the two-tone cardstock is the same weight. Feeling it? I hope that helps, Susan. It doesn't have grammage. I know a lot of cardstock goes by the how many grams or something like that. There you go. Nicole's just put up what she thinks it is in the grams. I can't get that back in. It does not matter. Let me just pop it back up on the shelf. I would say grab a pack of the multicoloured cardstock and go from that. If you're buying scrapbooking kits, there are also scrapbooking two-tone cardstocks in scrapbooking kits as well. So just be aware that it only runs for 3 days. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then it'll be back to the normal price. Oh, I need this. I need this. Okay, let me see if I can find what I had opened up. Okay, now on page 93 in the annual, how does it compare to DSP? All right, let me just grab it again and I'll get a piece of DSP out. They're asking me technical questions and I'm not very technical. Goodness me. Let me just grab celebratory sips. Okay, let me just feel it. It's thicker than our DSP. Love a bargain. I love a bargain too, Susan. So the two-tone cardstock is not as thick as our regular cardstock. It's more like our normal basic white, and it's not as thin as our designer series paper, I would say. There you go. That's my technical answer. Not very technical, is it? But that's the best way I can describe it. So I hope that's helpful. Okay, so that's all right. I hope everyone's got their cuppa. I've got my green tea, so I'm going to have a little sip of it. Okay, so on page 93, we have 2 new styles of background stamps. Now this one is stripes and dots, and as you can see on page 92, it's actually 4 cling stamps. So you've got this one, you've got this one, you've got this one, and you've got this one. Put them all together and you've got a background stamp. And this most wonderful stamp is the same. It's 4 cling stamps. So you've got this top piece, you've got the ring, you've got this bottom piece, and you've got the most wonderful sentiment. And they've never done cling stamps like this before, and I just had to get this one because I thought it was really cool and I thought I needed to have it. So let me just show you. I have cased the catalogue pretty much with this card. Let me get it out of its plastic bag because that's going to help. So I have cased this card pretty much. I didn't do the wonderful. I did an old retired sentiment stamp for that. And hi Barbara. But I stamped just the wreath and I fussy cut around it, and I got my craft knife that goes on my take your pick tool, the craft knife accessory piece, and I cut in around the center of the wreath, and there you go. So I've used the Unbounded Beauty Designer Series paper, I think it is. I have a question. How do you clean your stamp when you've been using Versamark? Okay, have you got a Stampin' scrub? Do you have a Stampin' scrub? This and the mist? Ramona, do you have the stamping mist? If you've got that, just clean your Versamark ink stamp on this and dry it off on this side. So you wet this side with the mist and dry it off on this side. You can also use one of our chamois, just one of our chamois. This is a very daggy, well-used, well-loved chamois. Just wet your chamois and you can clean it off on that. If you don't have any of these stamp cleaning tools, if you've got a baby wipe, I would just use a baby wipe to clean your stamp off. But I must admit, the stamping mist and the stamping scrub is probably the best stamp cleaner I've used. And then I'd go with the chamois. That's the second best. I hope that's helpful. Oh, good. That's good. Okay. The Versamark ink is more sticky, and that's why you feel like you're not actually cleaning it sometimes. But yes, you do need to clean the Versamark off the stamp. And if it still feels sticky after you've cleaned it, just clean it again. Clean it over and over until you feel like it's not got that sticky component still on it. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so that's the Unbounded Beauty DSP. This was the brick embossing folder I used up here. And I used the ribbon from the Turtley Awesome Sweet collection. And yeah, that's from a retired set. I think it was Itty Bitty Greetings. I kept that set and I really like it. So I have cased the catalogue. So I thought I might try and do this one today, case the catalogue. So let's put that aside. Let's move our catalogue over and let me think. So here's the stamp and here are my bits and pieces. So as I said, it's a background stamp, kind of. It's a background stamp in pieces. So I have put the sticker on the back of this stamp. So I am going to lay it on my big block and just piece it all back together, but I'm going to leave the most wonderful out of it because we don't want that. Let's bring in our card, our catalogue. See, that hasn't been stamped in it. It's been pulled aside and put aside separately. So I'm going to put my stamp together, and see, when I made this card I just used the wreath. I pulled that piece off and I just stamped with the wreath. You can see how I did that. Okay, so let's put this back on. So I like the way you've got, you know, a bit of versatility with this I think I need to put this further down on my block because I'm not going to get it all on my block if I put it up that high. So as you can see, it's a cling red rubber stamp. So I'm just going to piece it back together. I love the way our stamps all come die cut now. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 17 years this month. And when I first started, they all came red rubber, but we had to cut the stamps out. You must pop this on your list. That list is always growing, isn't it? Or you order and you reduce your list down, and then all of a sudden you see something else and you think, I gotta have that. So I'm leaving the Most Wonderful off, but if I wanted to stamp it all in one go, I'd put that in there as well, but I'm just leaving it out at the moment. Okay, I don't want to put that too far away because I want you to be able to see the catalogue, although it probably doesn't matter once we're stamped. I need space. Okay, so what I have got is, now I do need it back in. They've done it on a old olive card base and just with the white piece of cardstock, but I am going to do it on shaded spruce. I get shaded spruce and pretty peacock mixed up all the time, and I don't know why, because they're quite different. So I've got a piece of shaded spruce cardstock. I'm just going to fold that over, and I've got a matting piece, but they've done it at a bit of an angle, so I've just cut it because I'm going to trim this down. I need to come up a bit. Whoop, thank you. But I thought it needed maybe another colour behind it, so I've got old olive here, and I'm going to sort of do that a bit skew with. See how they've got this bit skew with on their card front? And I know some people can't do skew with, and that's okay, but I'm going to try. And then they've got then I put this piece skew with going the other way. Now this piece is a bit larger. As I said, I'm going to trim it down. So that's all I've got in my supplies, and I've got, I think it's the second largest stylish shape circle die, and that's going to be our Most Wonderful stamp sentiment. So let's put those to one side, and let's bring in our stamp. Now I don't think I've got this very straight on my block. I have not. So let's just try that one more time. Let's just see if I can get it straight on my block. So and I just thought it was an interesting stamp because they've never done this before with a stamp, a background stamp. So I'm going to ink my stamp up with my shaded spruce ink pad. Now, I don't know about you, but I struggle to pick up a really big, large background stamp. So, let me get some paper. Let me get some paper and put that underneath me. You can do it this way and put it on the top like this, or if you've got a hand that can pick it up, you can do it the other way. So let's just get another piece of paper. She says, let me just grab a little piece. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, so I am going to just lay my piece of cardstock down on top, like so. I'm going to put another piece of cardstock over the top and just rub. I find that's easier. Or you could use, if you've still got the Stamparatus or a stamp positioning tool, a MISTI or something, you could use that. So let's just see how this works out. If it's a disaster, we'll try again. That's not too bad. I'm quite happy with that. And look how beautiful it stamps. So let's move that to one side so we don't stick our arm in it, because Denise is quite capable of sticking her arm into things. Now, what I'm going to do is, Let me just see if I've got a little scrap of cardstock. I normally have a scrap of cardstock on my desk. Where is the scrap? Here you go, this will do. I always like a little scrap if I'm playing with my blends. Now this is my dark shaded spruce. This is my light shaded spruce. So I'm going to, that's light, really? That's dark. I pulled both dark ones out. Let me just find my light. That looks better. Okay, so this is my light shaded spruce. There is a little tiny bit of a difference. Hi Tanya, can you see the tiny little difference? That's light, that's dark. Now I'm going to, this might take a minute, I'm going to just colour in these leaves. So we can just, it's going to take me a minute because there's a lot of them, but it's worth it. You don't have to be too precise. So yeah, I just thought, you know what, let's do Christmas in July today using this stamp set. I probably should have done something with two-tone cardstock, but I didn't think of that. But I am going to put some of those multi-packs onto my order and start building up my supply of two-tone cardstock. So this is going to take me a minute. I do apologise. Just talk amongst yourselves. I'll keep trying to check for comments if anybody asks questions. Thanks for asking all those questions about the two-tone cardstock. I hope it was helpful how I answered them. Not sure if I answered them very technically, but anyway. So just bear with me. This is a good one for a class because when your class attendees start colouring in, they go really quiet. So it makes for a quiet class, which is sometimes good because sometimes, I don't know about your classes, but my classes can get a bit out of control. So we're just going to colour them in. I should have had one prepared earlier, shouldn't I? And then we wouldn't have to be sitting here boringly watching me colour. I'm so sorry. But you could heat emboss this. You could heat it with the Versamark. You could heat emboss, and you could do it in gold or any heat embossing powder would work. But I just stuck with the green because I liked the greenery for the wreath. And by stamping in shaded spruce, it gave me these sprays already stamped and coloured and dark. And so that sort of saves putting any colour on them. This little leaf didn't get fully coloured, but that's okay. Don't fall asleep, everyone. Okay, so. But if you struggle with a big background stamp, if you've still got the Stamparatus, use that. Or if you've got another stamp positioner, the Misty or whatever, use that. Because sometimes they do help, especially big background ones. So I have listed a whole lot of my retired product on one of the Facebook groups if anybody's interested in having a look at my retired stuff. I have so much retired stuff, but I'm just starting off slowly. I'm just listing as much as I can at a time. I'll just keep adding because it takes time to photograph everything and put it all up. But yeah, if anybody's interested in getting anything that's retired, have a look on the Stamping Up by Retired, Rare and Retired Australia, I think it is, because we can only sell within Australia. So have a look on that site. If there's anything in particular that you're looking for that is retired, you can always send me a message and I can see if I've got it in my collection and I can happily on-sell it to you. So yeah, so just keep that in mind. If you're ever looking for anything, reach out, see if I've already had it. I've pre-owned it and pre-loved it, and it's now just sitting there waiting to be moved on. So I will try and do this as quickly as I can. This is just taking too long, I'm sure. Oh no, I'm nearly done on this wreath. That's the biggest one. Okay, let's go down to here. Nearly done. But great class. Your class attendees would be quiet. I'm kidding. If anyone comes to my classes is watching, I'm kidding. Colouring and fussy cutting, that makes a huge difference. Now, I don't know if you know, but the Stampin' Up paper snips, the manufacturer who makes those is going out of business, sadly. You're back again. Welcome back. Okay, so that's our wreath all coloured in. Now, if you wanted these leaves to be a little bit lighter, you could get your colour lifter and just go over it. But we won't do that because that's going to take too long. And that will just take a little bit of colour off and make them a little bit paler, if that's what you want. I might do some on this side just to even up what I've done. Because we don't want lopsided leaves. Okay, so that's that. Thank you, Kerry. I was getting my tongue tied all around it, wasn't I? I'm so sorry. And I think you bought something from me, Kerry. I think you're one of the ones I've got to take to the post office after this. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, there you go. That's our stamped and coloured wreath. How cool does that look? And how easy was it? Not that hard at all, really. Okay, so let's bring in my practice one from the catalogue. Where's my... Yeah, oh well, I'm going to the post office after this. Okay, so let's bring in our sentiment, most wonderful time of the year, and our circle, stylish shaped circle. And let's do green and red for Christmas. So let's ink that up and just stamp it down. How nice is that? So easy. And you know what's so good about stamping on a circle? Is that you don't have to stamp straight. Because if you stamp it crooked, you just turn the circle. Just thought I'd share that. Now I'm just going to clean that stamp off. Because I don't want to put my cream jumper into my red inked up stamp. Because that would be sad. Okay, now let's get our paper trimmer. And cut this down a little bit. Oh, I can't pick anything up today. There we go. Okay, so I'm just thinking, what size should I cut this down? So I might leave it at 10 centimeters. And I might cut it down to, let's just cut this little bit off. So I've just started with a matting piece, which was 10 centimeters by 14.4. And then I figured I can work down from that. So let's just cut these pieces off, this end piece, and bring it just down to the size of the stamp. That looks nicer, doesn't it? And then if we put this on like this, so this is going to be the same width as our matting piece. That's why I'm going to go skew width. And I know some people can't go skew width, and I understand that. And I'm not telling you you have to. But if you wanted to mat it straight onto that, see, it's already down a little bit. We could take a little bit more off the side and take a little bit more off this. Maybe we should do that. I don't want to cut too much into there, though. I'm just thinking, or will we go skew width? Oh, see, like the decisions. then this could go this way. See, I'm trying to be skew width. I'm not a skew width person, so I struggle with skew width. So I'm just trying to see how we could do this. Yeah, that would probably work. I think that's going to look okay. I think I'm happy with that. And you know what? We could make it this way instead. Let's do that. Instead of making it portrait like the catalogue, let's go landscape. And I think that will be good. And then we've got our sentiment. We can put over here or over here. Okay, let's do that. Let's just get our pieces of cardstock and our glue. And let's go skew width. As I said, I'm not normally a skew width person, so I'm struggling a little bit. But let's try. Okay, so down on one side, up on the other side. Okay, let's just do that. Okay, and then this one is going to go skew width the other way. And if you don't do skew width, you don't have to. I'm just trying to live life on the edge. Okay, so we're going to go this way and get it pretty much like so. Is anybody out there good at going crooked and skew width or wonky? Now, you can do it portrait or you can do it landscape, whichever your little heart desires. Now, let me see. I have my sentiment. Let's bring our catalogue back in. Let's get rid of this piece of paper. Bring our catalogue back in. So that's it, portrait. We can go landscape. Let's go landscape. Let's go landscape, I think. I'm just trying to work out if I want to put that on the left or on the right. I'm not sure. I think the left. And that's going to go up on dimensionals. Okay, where's my take your pick tool? Everyone's very quiet. Did you fall asleep when I was colouring in? Probably. It was a bit boring, wasn't it? Okay, so let's go there. You're unintentionally skew width. Yeah, I think I suffer from that a little bit too, Marilyn. I'm going to have another sip of my green tea. Okay, so that's that. Now, I have the baker's twine, the red and white baker's twine that carried over. I'm pretty sure it's in the annual catalogue. Let's have a look. Yes, so this was from the Reindeer Days sweet collection from last year. It's here, red and white baker's twine. Beautiful. Now I've got that, but I've also got this from the birthday celebrations kit, I think it is. And I'm just wondering whether that might look a bit, it might be a bit much, but let's cut some off and try it. And if we don't like it, we can go back to the twine. That's probably way too much, Denise. And I'm going to cut it in half. This is this meshy, gold meshy ribbon. I'm going to cut it in half. Don't be scared to cut your ribbon and do things with it. Just go for it. It's only ribbon. You can buy another spool. Okay. This is way too much. I've got too much, but anyway, that's just go with it. Okay, so now I've got two pieces. Now I'm going to tie a double bow with this. and see what it looks like. I'm just playing now, so I like the way it's sort of like spider's webby. It's quite interesting. Let's just poke that through, make sure you get both of them. And this might be, as I said, this might be too much. We might just go back to the twine, but I just wanted to play. So because I cut it in half, I've sort of got 2 loops. And let me just see. I am playing and fussing, aren't I? And you can pull one further if you want to make one loop smaller. Pull one, no, that one, the one, I'll keep that one. And see what this one does. Let's just have a little look. I am just playing. No, I think I like my loops the same length. Let's go back to that. Okay, now this might be too much, as I said. There we go. Let's just make them very small. If you don't play, you don't know. What do people think? Do you think that's too much? And Stamping Shenanigans. I love that name. Yeah, I'm not normally wonky. Stamping Shenanigans. Now we could put that there. Of course, with shorter tails. Or we could do, in the catalogue, they've done the twine and put the bow underneath the sentiment. I didn't want to do that. Oh, I missed Cherie. Hi, Cherie. If you wanted the twine, you could do a double bow with the twine. So let's just double up our twine. And see how we go. Well, that didn't work, did it? If you don't play, you don't know. So it's just good to play and have a go. Where is... That's not working either. I'm getting too big a... You like the bow? Okay, I'll do the little twine because I can always use that on something else as well. But let's just see what... I'm not having much luck with my bow. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is my red and white baker's twine. Let me just pull that one down, pull that one down. Let me get... Cut that, cut that. Okay, so that's like the meshy bow, or that's the baker's twine. Thoughts? And I'll go with whatever you think. I'll need my scissors if I'm going to cut my bow down. So that's the baker's twine if you don't want too much mess. Okay, or we could have this bow. This sort of gives it a lot of texture. The gold bow. Barbara said the gold bow. I can keep that and use that on something else. Okay, this gives it a lot of texture. Oh, whale watching. That's exciting. Whereabouts is that happening? You keep that. Maybe not those pieces. Keep these. You can always use these. Scraps. Don't throw them away. That's exciting. Where are you going whale watching? Yeah, I've still got some of that silver mesh ribbon, but because it's retired, I don't tend to use it, but I've still got some. Okay, so we can put that just like here, which I think might be nice. I think up the top's a bit over the top. I think we need it here. So let's make our little loops a tiny bit smaller so it's not overpowering. You like the bow too, Leslie? The gold bow? But where is your house, Stamping Shenanigans? I don't know where your house is. Okay. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. Ah, Harvey Bay. Oh, there you go. I think that's going to look nice. I could probably cut this down a little bit more. Let's grab glue dots. Stamping Shenanigans, are you Cherie? You're Cherie. I did not know that. I thought you were somebody else. See, you've changed your name and you've tricked me. My brother has a house in Hervey Bay. Yeah, he plans on retiring to Hervey Bay when he retires eventually. Okay, now I think I need to cut this down a little bit more. So those pieces I won't keep. There we go. And that meshy I think it's a very good name for your channel, Cherie. That just gives you a whole lot of texture right there. Now, for bling, I am going to go with our good old rhinestones, but I am going to colour them. Where's my little lid for my thing? Here we go. Oh, I might need that in a minute. I am going to colour them with real red. Okay, so I want to put maybe 5. So I want to bring my head in. This is my dark real red, and I'm just going to colour a couple of them and do 5. Oh, stay put until I tell you not to. And then this one. And these are like our little berries. So if you don't have red gems, if you don't have red gems, just use your rhinestones. God help us if they take these rhinestones away. I will cry. And colour them with your blends. Okay. Let me think. They've only put it on the inside circle of the wreath in the catalogue, so let's do the same. And I'm just going to put a few little berries around. And how cool is that? And then one more. Where will I put this one? I want to put this one here. There we go. So we didn't really need a lot of supplies for this card. Oh, hi Jenna Marie. That's all right. You can watch the replay. So that is our casing the catalogue, except we've gone landscape. How cool is that for a really quite a simple and easy Christmas card? What do you think? Has anybody purchased this one? This Most Wonderful stamp set? It sort of is hiding, I think, in the catalogue, and then I think it could be a little bit scary because it comes apart. So I wanted to show you how you can use it. And this was my other sample, casing the catalogue. Let's open my catalogue back up again. So that was that card, casing that card. And this one, except I've gone landscape. Thanks, Barbara. Glad you like it. And it's a really easy Christmas card. If you wanted to, you could get Winker Stella, and you could put Winker Stella on some of your leaves. See, you could just keep going. I won't make you watch me Winker Stella all the leaves though, because that could be very boring, couldn't it? So I'll just do down there. That gives it a bit more sparkle. You already have many Christmas stamps. True, true. I don't think it really has to be necessarily Christmas. You could just use the wreath and not do Christmas. Anyway, up to you. So that's our card for today, using the Most Wonderful background stamp from the Annual Catalogue, page 93. Now don't forget that there is a sale, 20% off on the two-tone cardstock. Thanks, Leslie. 20% off two-tone cardstock packs, and that also includes the ones from the scrapbooking kits that have a few different colours, selection choices in them. So if you want to get like a multi-pack, go for one of these packs. They are a little bit dearer than the packs of single colours, but you're getting multiple colours to start off with. So let's just go back to here. There we go. So that's our card for today, using the most wonderful stamp set from the annual catalogue. So I hope you liked that. I hope you enjoyed it and didn't get too bored with me colouring my wreath in. Now, I will be live again on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. I've got an online card class using the celebratory SIPs stamp set and designer series paper. If you want to watch that, please join me again on Saturday at 2 p.m. Otherwise, I will see you on Monday for Make It Monday. You've got enough Christmas stamps too, Lynn? Yeah. Would it look really cool in a rainbow leaf? Rainbow leaves. There you go, Cherie. Maybe I'll have to try that. So if you've got nothing better to do on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, you can join me for my celebratory SIPs online card class. If not, I'll see you on Monday for Make It Monday. Have a great rest of the week and weekend, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.